Holly, what's up, brother? What'd you think about Ryan's performance?
I think it's funny how he didn't call me out.
Are you surprised?
No.
Here, but we gotta ask, what do you think about that Ryan fight?
Went pretty good. He did his thing.
Yeah?
It was a masterclass performance. That jab he was popping, the way he was calm, cool, collective, literally. But I love the fact that he was using his combinations and he stuck to the game plan, you know? He just had to stay calm, that's it.
Right.
Have fun. I was yelling, have fun, just reset, use your jab, that's it.
Right, he landing the right hand. I mean, he was really kind of I think everyone, or at least the ringside, had him winning all the rounds.
Yeah, no, I believe it was a shutout, but look, you can't take nothing away from Barrios. I mean, Barrios is a tough son of a gun. He really is.
Got
Right.
champion, first champion, right? First championship belt.
Correct.
So I think he did well for the first time based on the circumstances.
Now,
Being out for a while, you know,
Right,
a little rusty. I seen a little bit of rust, but once he got going, with the flow of it, you know, he'll settle down a little bit, and you know, him and his dad know what to do going forward.
What do you think about that fight, man?
Amazing. Amazing. The kid looked amazing. I'm not here to do interviews, man. I'm trying to leave. I lost my ride. I'm not doing interviews.
Appreciate it, Sean.
Yeah.
And just when the final bell leaves that lingering tension in the air, you can almost hear Oscar de la Hoya stepping into the conversation with that promoter meets legend energy, analyzing the aftermath like a man watching both psychology and performance at the same time. He would probably lean back first half impressed half calculating, saying this was exactly the kind of fight where adrenaline butterflies and intention get exposed under the lights, not in interviews, not in training clips, but in those gritty mid-round moments where composure gets tested punch by punch. I can already hear Oscar pointing out how the sharper, rededicated Ryan showed flashes of that dangerous explosiveness he kept hinting at all camp, while also acknowledging that Barrios' confidence and championship experience made this anything but a one-sided showcase.
I did expect him to get back up. And I told Holly, look, he's going to get back up. It's going to be a long fight. It's going to be a 12-round fight. Barrios is a world champion. He's nothing to lose. He's still a great human being, a great champion. And, you know, he was just outclassed by a fast.
David, what'd you think about Ryan's performance, man?
It was a good performance, man. He looked good. He looked good. He had good jab, good movement, good body shots, and bro, his speed is crazy. You know what I mean? So I feel like there's a lot of good fights from him at 147. You know, this is a good bounce back from him because this is coming back from his first loss. I mean, from his loss with Rolly, and now he's a world champion again. So, you know, not only did he gain his confidence back, gain his mojo back, and now he's going to be a force to be reckoned with at 147.
Do you think Devin Haney rematch seems to be the obvious thing,
I think that's
right?
the only thing that's appropriate. You know what I mean? That's the only thing I want to see. You know what I mean? Also, you know, still got Rolly out there too. It'd be good fights. You got some good fights for Ryan.
And that is such a classic Oscar read. He does not just look at speed or power, he looks at mentality shifts. He would probably remind everyone how he warned motivation was the key variable, and tonight you could see hunger from both sides in completely different forms, one explosive, emotional and urgent, the other calm, stubborn and strategically disciplined. Then he dropped that subtle line about durability, the kind where he nods and says when a champion gets hit and keeps coming, that changes the whole fight, without actually declaring who took control. And honestly, the way the momentum kept swinging, Oscar's reaction would not sound like a celebration or a critique. It would sound like fascination, like a legend watching two mentalities collide rather than even just the two styles, smiling slightly knowing the real story of this fight is not just the result, it is what both fighters revealed about themselves when the pressure got real.
What you think of Ryan's performance? I think it was an amazing performance. Shouts out to Ryan, he's a world champ.
I got, obviously, you know, there's a lot of talk about different people that you can fight. Shakur's talked about fighting Ryan. Yeah. Could you see yourself in a fight with Ryan Garcia?
Man,
147?
Possibly, but look, though, April 4th, DB3 Promotions is throwing our own show in the arena. 3 black men coming together as brothers. We're brothers. Right. DB3, we're throwing our own promotion. One of the only fighters that's doing it in the game. We throwing it in the arena, April 4th, Trotway Arena, Norfolk, Virginia.
Man, he look crispy, look fast. Hey, what's up, baby?
And that analytical, almost composed Oscar-style reflection suddenly gives way to a completely different energy the moment you imagine Eddie Hearn reacting, because now the tone shifts from philosophical breakdown to sharp business-minded excitement. Eddie would not be sitting there calmly unpacking lessons. He would be pacing eyes wide, talking about drama moments and value like he just witnessed a financial thriller disguised as a boxing match. You can almost hear him saying this fight had everything: tension, swings, momentum, flips, psychological warfare mid-round, the kind of bout where neither man allowed the narrative to settle for more than 30 seconds, and that is the key thing he would latch onto: unpredictability. He would probably highlight how Ryan's bursts of speed created those sudden surges of danger that electrified the arena.
Great fighter, what a great performance. But ultimately, you know, Ryan can get it next. I believe that's the plans. If he wants it, he can get it next. So yeah, well, let's get it done.
Can you see this fight behind us with Mario Barrios? Are you shocked?
I'm super shocked.
Yeah.
Ryan in there doing his big one. He on top of it. He's fast, he's sharp, he's instant.
While in the same breath praising Barrios' composure, durability, and refusal to mentally unravel when the pace got chaotic. Classic Eddie contradiction: energy, hyping explosiveness while respecting structure. Then he would lean into the marketability angle, calling it a massive spectacle without actually committing to who controlled the fight, because from a promoter lens, sustained tension is more valuable than a clean outcome. He would likely joke about how every time it looked like one fighter was about to seize full control, the other responded immediately, resetting the emotional temperature of the fight. Not dominance, not collapse, just high-stakes equilibrium. In the way he would frame it, this would not sound like a simple win-lose narrative at all, but more like a career-defining performance for both men. The kind of fight that raises stock, fuels rematch talk, and leaves the boxing world arguing louder after the final bell than during the fight itself.
Congratulations to Ryan, man. No better way than to win a world title, welterweight, WBC, the one and only. Mauricio Suleiman, Jose Suleiman. Shout out to Ryan Garcia, man.
Were you surprised how dominant of a performance it was?
No, it's just depending on which Ryan you're going to get, right? And we got the Ryan that everyone would like to see, King Ryan.
If we get that Ryan in a Devin Haney rematch, what happens?
Well, you can't put them guys in yet. We got me in the division now. I'm going in that division, so we'll see.
Hey, La Jolla, Oscar, crazy fight, man. Ryan had his number. Talk to us about the fight. What did you see in that fight?
Yeah, I saw a composed Ryan. I saw a focused Ryan. You know, I saw a Ryan that knew he had to win. You know, so therefore we saw a complete Ryan. We saw a Ryan that was well trained, that was determined to win that world title. And you know, at times, you know, when you throw those combinations and he lands, he was getting a little reckless. So it's like, hey, just get your composure, go back to your jab, have fun. That's exactly what he was doing.
Eddie's promoter-style analysis fades out, and now the vibe shifts into pure technician territory, because the moment Chris Algieri starts breaking this fight down in my head, it is less about drama and more about the microscopic details that casual fans blink and miss. He would probably lean back, squint at the replay, and immediately talk about tempo disruption, because this was not a clean rhythm fight for either man. 1 second it looked like speed was dictating the exchanges, the next second physicality started bending the pace, and that tug of war alone tells you both camps executed pieces of their game plan without fully owning the fight. Algieri is the type to point out how the jab interactions quietly shaped the momentum swings, not the flashy moments everyone clips for social media.
I'm gonna say he did call out, you know, the man that you just faced, Shakur Stevenson. If that fight plays out, knowing Shakur, knowing his style, just what happens if Ryan faces Shakur?
No, la jodida. Sí. Habla con él. Cuando quiera. Sí, okay. Yeah?
What happens if this Ryan rematches Devin at welterweight?
Hey, man. Victor Conte ain't here, man. Got rest of soul, so we'll see where that goes.
Thank you, Tio.
I saw you yelling, jab, jab, jab.
Yeah, that's the key, man.
You know,
the jab is the key for every fighter. I mean, I would love to see more jabs in the game today, but once those fighters throw jabs, double, triple jab, there's no way of blocking them. Then you follow up with your combinations, then go back to the jab. You know,
You could almost hear him saying look at the feet, look at the spacing, because there were rounds where positioning mattered more than pure offense, and honestly that is where it gets fascinating. Ryan had bursts that felt like sudden lightning, sharp, explosive, unpredictable, but Barrios steady pressure, subtle adjustments, the kind of patience that forces you to work every second instead of coasting. Algieri would love that chess element. He probably mentioned how durability and composure kept the tension high deep into the fight because nobody mentally folded when things got uncomfortable. Also, from a conditioning perspective, this did not look like a one-sided physical story at all. It looked like two different engines revving at different intervals, one built on speed surges, the other on sustained output. Technically messy at times, strategically fascinating throughout. The kind of fight analysts rewatched 3 times while fans just argue about it once.
I mean, I'm always gonna love the Luke Campbell one. That's like one that's always sticked in my heart that I had to fight through, got knocked down, was dazed. So that was always going to be up there for me, but this was my most mature performance for sure. And my speed was on point, my jab was on point. A lot of things were on point. I mean, I pretty much did what I was doing in camp. Just to everybody, just like staying. I realized like I'm really faster than everybody. Why am I even like moving? I could just stay right there. Counter, 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 counter.
Technical breakdowns and footwork diagrams are cool, but now the emotional lens crashes in, because if you imagine Henry Garcia reacting post-fight, it is not analyst language, it is father-trainer energy mixed with battle pride and quiet relief. He would probably start by talking about discipline, not highlights, emphasizing how every sacrifice in camp showed up under the lights, and you can already picture him replaying specific rounds in his head rather than the final result. There is that tone, like, I saw the focus, I saw the maturity, which honestly says more than any scorecard ever could. He would not gush recklessly either, he would stay grounded, pointing out adjustments, the composure, intense exchanges, the moments where Ryan did not rush when old versions of him absolutely would have.
It was a very, very dark time. It's like that passage in the Bible by David. He said, I walked through the valley of the shadow of death. That's what I felt like, you know, I was in a very dark place. Treated my body horrible, and it was hard to adjust to everything I had.
That contrast alone would sound like a proud coach watching growth in real time, not just punches being thrown. At the same time, he would absolutely give Barrios credit, calling him tough, durable, and mentally stubborn in the ring. The kind of opponent that forces honesty out of a fighter whether they like it or not. You can almost hear Henry praising the discipline on both sides while subtly highlighting how sharp preparation met real resistance. No wild celebrations, no dramatic declarations, just controlled satisfaction layered with that classic trainer mindset of we can still be better. And honestly, that kind of reaction hits different because it does not scream victory energy, it screams process validation, which makes the aftermath feel less like an ending and more like a checkpoint in a much longer fight story.
I was trying to fight for something and I lost my mind to it, you know, because I was screaming it out loud, oh, they're doing this, and I felt attacked for saying the things I did, and I felt a lot of spiritual attacks and I lost it. You know, but God had a plan for me and He brought me back and restored me, and that's all I can say about that.
Alright everyone, stay tuned for the latest in boxing news, highlights, events, and stories. Subscribe to and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Be sure to watch our other videos too. Until next time, take care and stay safe.